So I'll just see if it's starting up properly. Make sure everything's correct on OBS. Yep. Looking good. Yep, everything is set up here. So okay, so guys, today I thought I'd do something a little bit different as per usual. I'm trying to set myself differently from other channels, and today I thought I'd talk about my entire Miiverse history. And of course, as you can see here, this is the message to let everyone know that Miiverse is gone. If you had set up your thing before it had actually ended, so that you would get an archive of your Miiverse messages, basically, or like the stuff you posted on Miiverse, you would get that. But I did that for both of my accounts. I only got one so far, so I'm going to be showing off the later half of my Miiverse. I had two accounts. The second one was mostly the one I concentrated on the most, due to me moving from the old account to the new account due to some technical issues and stuff like that. So basically we're going to go and look from the very beginning. I'm going to make sure this is set up properly here. Yeah, it looks fine. Let's make sure everything looks right on the YouTubes. Yep, it's looking fine. Might hunch down a wee bit, just kind of noticed that there. That's muted so that you guys don't hear me doing double speech. So, right, so here we are. I better get my phone up here so that I can see the comments if there is any. Because hopefully this stream will pick up in a few minutes. Just give me a second. Yep. Oh, hey Mako, thanks for watching. Whenever you get back, because you're fast. Anyway, so we get straight to it. We're going to start from the very beginning of the Miiverse, from my second account, which was the one I concentrated on since 2014 for about 2 years until the service ended this year. I mean, I still posted sometimes this year, but just not nearly as often as I used to. So here we have a sort of controller design that I was working on. It looks very much like the GameCube controller. The idea behind that was it was going to be like a sort of GameCube controller made for the Wii U. Be wireless and stuff like that, basically. And I worked on making it a little bit better. And obviously the little nickname there has changed a bit. Here we have a sort of idea I had one time. A lot of these things I drew on Miiverse were ideas I had from time to time. This here is the idea for a customizable controller that you could place the sticks and the buttons anywhere, and this would, you know, fall into a shell of some sort, and the shell itself would also be customizable. I was playing Pikmin here, and I had no Pikmin to pick up these fruit pieces, so that was great. It's one of the first Mario drawings that I did on Miiverse. I mean, typically when I draw, I usually use Mario a lot, because I just enjoy drawing him so much. Here we have a sort of portable Wii GameCube design that I did one time. Again, I love drawing. I love coming up with weird ideas and, you know, putting them on paper, if you know what I mean. Here we have the idea I had once where it was sort of like a Hyrule Warriors, but it was like a Mushroom Kingdom version. There's me wearing the Samus costume for Mario Kart 8, which I really love that costume, and also using the Link cycle, the Epona cycle thing from Mario Kart 8, which was probably the coolest vehicle, but has very bad handling. Here we have Waluigi and Smash Bros. Officially, of course. Here we have an original stage that I created that features a Starman shape and some cannons and stuff like that. This was actually really fun to play on. Not the best like competitive stage that I built, but that ends it for 2014. So 2015 is a lot bigger than 2014 because we have 278 posts. This is going to be really fun to look through. So I started working on Super Mario Maker, and that was one of the first levels I made. If you want to check out my stages, look up this code, by the way, on Mario Maker for the Wii U, and you should be able to find all the stages that I made by clicking on the profile that is linked to. So we have plenty of stages. I played the crap out of that game when it came to making stages, but then it kind of dropped off after a while. But it was very fun to be able to make your own levels despite some limitations and stuff like that. Like in this level here, I kind of built the level around not jumping. Like basically Link can't jump. I think that was the one. I don't know if I actually released that one in the end, but it was a different stage. What else we have here? I was playing Xenoblade Chronicles on the 3DS. I had gotten this because there was a guy I watch on YouTube called Indie Jacob. I'm going to look him up here just to show him to you guys. I really like this guy. He's the main inspiration for this YouTube channel, by the way, so we're going to look him up here. I think I showed him off in the last stream, but I deleted it due to certain reasons. I left a certain Facebook group because I didn't like the moderators of it, so I deleted the video that partially promoted their Facebook group. In case you're wondering what happened to that live stream, that shouldn't happen again with this one. So this is Indie Jacob. He's the main inspiration for this channel of mine. I've been watching him since the very beginning, since he was the Nintendo project, and he does videos from time to time. I've noticed that he's kind of slowed down a little bit with his upload schedule, but you know, to be fair, I totally know where this guy is coming from. He's working a lot and he hasn't got as much time on his hands. But anyway, we're going to go back to the main posts here on Miiverse. I always end up sidetracking myself here. So more sites of Xenoblade Chronicles 3DS, which it looks very pixely. If you can't tell by the stream, which probably itself looks a bit pixely. And we have this sort of Mario Galaxy-esque stage that you guys should check out. Worked a bit on that one. I really love this costume that Shulk has in Xenoblade Chronicles. I thought that was just very cool, and something I actually earned like randomly and just came across. And we have sort of like a Christmas tree thing going on in one of the Mario Maker stages. This thing here, Yamato. These two characters are from a anime called My Love Story, which sounds like a really lovey-dovey generic romantic anime, but I totally recommend you guys check it out if you want something a little bit different. This guy here, he's like super tall, a bit gorilla-ish, if you know what I mean, in the anime, and he has a hard time, you know, sort of talking to girls and stuff like that, and that's something that's very relatable. And obviously this character is like really adorable in the anime. You just have to check it out. It's a wee bit derpy, but it's a fun you'll kind of be binge watching it a little bit. So we have Splatoon, and I was using the green Inkling amiibo that I had finally gotten, and I somehow unlocked all the challenges back then. I had more time on my hands. I think that was pretty fun. I think Splatoon 1 in some ways is better than Splatoon 2, to be frank with you. So that's the costume we get with the green Inkling, which is really cool. I drew one of the squid girls, I think, Inkling girls, yeah, with like a flood thing. And my friend Adam gave me the Inkling girl amiibo, so I unlocked her challenges. It's pretty fun. This here is like a sort of young Gary Oak that kind of just ended up being this here when I was drawing him. I was kind of trying to draw anime-esque characters at that point, and then that's him kind of colored in, looking a little bit better. It's not a great drawing, by the way, but I think it's okay. Someone had requested me one time to draw the guy, was it Legolas from Lord of the Rings, and I didn't know who they were talking about. And it was also the same guy that was in Pirates of the Caribbean, so I thought I would do some kind of cool crossover drawing of like the two of them together, so that's what I ended up drawing. Nothing amazing. This guy here is inspired by a game called um, Teslagrad on the Wii U, which I think is really cool. A game that you guys should totally check out. Sorry, I'm stuttering a bit. This is what I'm like in real life. To be honest, I stutter a lot. And this game, Happy Home Designer, was a very sort of meh game. Like there really was no reason to play it, but it looks so pretty. Like it really is a very pretty game. Here I have a drawing of Sonic I did one time. I don't think I ever finished it, but it was based off the Sonic amiibo that I was drawing at the time. Pilot Wings Resort, that's a fantastic game on the 3DS. I got that as a launch title. It was really fun. Oh, tip my Switch over. Kawaii Kiki. I remember playing Animal Crossing on the Wii U. There was one video I made. If you look like really far back, I had predicted this like a day or two before it actually happened. And out of the blue, Animal Crossing Wild World was announced for the Wii U, and I was so hyped because we have no real Animal Crossing game on the Wii U still. Just to make sure my Switch isn't damaged there. And more Animal Crossing stuff. I kind of dropped off at that point in 2015. I didn't play much of it, to be honest with you, but it was nice having it on the Wii U, which is pretty sweet. Sort of a drawing of me, and then you'll see in a moment that that evolves into something else. Eventually, I think. And this game here, Affordable Space Adventures, is a really interesting game. I really need to beat this game someday. Very fun Wii U exclusive, where you play as a ship that goes through like a sort of alien planet, and you have to control. Oh, sorry, it's my friend Matthew. Sorry, I just need to tell him something quickly. And streaming. But anyway, so back on track here. I have the Lion King cliff, I call it, in Xenoblade Chronicles X, because look at it. A really cool costume in Xenoblade Chronicles X. Like the thing about Xenoblade X, it kind of disappoints me because I really tried to get into that game like several times over, and just I lost interest because I really wanted to play into the giant scale mech things, but I was like 40 hours into the game. I still didn't have one, and I had other games I wanted to play, because the thing of like Xenoblade X is that it could take hundreds of hours to beat. So I'll go back to see if there's any comments. There's 2 people watching, yay. And yeah, I played a lot of Xenoblade X, and then I started playing Fast Racing Neo, which is a really good game. And there's obviously Fast Racing RMX on the Switch, which you guys should totally get. Again, I really can't recommend all these games that I'm showing off enough because they're just so fun. Not always totally original, but they are very good. So there's a lot of that. Got Momonga Pinball Adventures is a good game. Sorry, I'm scratching a lot. But Momonga Pinball is sort of like Super Mario Ball, where you play in like a sort of pinball setting, but you can shoot up the board and you'll go to different areas and stuff like that. And that's another game I kind of want to get around to beating at some point on the Wii U. Might be fun to stream that at some point, maybe. I've kind of gotten into the pinball mood right now, so Legend of K is a game I really need to get into because I barely played it. And I bought it on the eShop for like £5, which is amazing for that game. So yeah, and here's something cool. I was playing Mario 64 DS on the Wii U, and I got decently far into it, but then I kind of left off, and then I went back to my actual copy on my DS this year. Over a weekend, I actually managed to 100% that game, and it's very hard to 100% because you have the extra 20 or so stars that they added in the DS one. So that was the picture I was talking about there that evolved into this sort of a little Christmas picture. I have sort of some blocky 8-bit art of the Daft Punk helmet. Let's go to page 2. So I'll get to that character in a moment, but we're doing this all in order. More Splatoon 1 stuff. I really love the single player mode of that game. It was really fun. Bat Night. That's what I called my Meta Knight amiibo, Bat Night. I think it's very cool. This is a drawing of the Iron Giant I did one time. He is my most favorite movie character of all time, if not one of my most favorite characters of all time of anything. And it's very unique, different character in my opinion. So yeah, I kind of worked on filling in his color, and that's what ended up being there. I'm really happy with that picture because I was mostly doing like sort of freehand while looking at a picture of the Iron Giant, and it's very cool design. I really love it. Have the Chrome Meta Knight, which looks really nice. Don't know what I was doing with this here. Oh yes, there's this old character I used to have called Josh that one day I decided to like sort of do a remake drawing of. I probably have to like draw the way I used to draw him, but like I like how I kind of redesigned him in a sense, but he was so basic beforehand, really. But not a great drawing, really. I drew a version of the Iron Giant that looks like Daft Punk. Meta Knight drawing. I really love this drawing actually, because it still looks good. We have the Cube Life Island Survival Community. Sorry, just Cube Life, but it was actually a pretty decent Minecraft clone, but it's very basic. And I worked on that for a little bit before I just decided to leave. And I drew this really cringy Beyblade picture of myself. No. And I got Yoshi's Woolly World, and that game is amazing, by the way, and I still need to beat that one. There's a lot of games I need to catch up on. This character here is a unique design character for a game I was kind of wanting to work on, sort of 3D platformer in space. And his design kind of changed to being like more green color, like a traditional alien, and I kind of like that more than the original color scheme. But I'm not going to really touch on that character again because I don't really think about him anymore. I draw some weird stuff, guys. I wasn't intentionally drawing Jesus. I think I was intentionally drawing a girl that ended up looking like Jesus. But yeah. And I was playing Mario 64, the original one, on the Wii U, and noticed that Mario could slightly climb on the star in the garden, which is a bit strange. I think it's like a glitch or something. Here we have Chibi Progress. I think he goes by the name Proto, or he's I think now known as Beta, which is a character I'm still working on. Hey Mako, it's good to see you back. Oh gosh, this picture. This brings back memories. There was this anime I was watching at the time called Plastic Memories, and guys, seriously, this anime was so heart-wrenching whenever you finally finished watching it, that like the end part literally made me feel depressed for like a good 4 days or so after watching it. I honestly never thought I was going to get past that depression. It was so bad, but it's a very good anime. It's about sort of like Blade Runner. Basically it's sort of like the anime version of Blade Runner, in a nutshell. Here's a painting I really love. I'll probably love to display this on the wall somewhere at some point, but it's sort of like a washed up Proto or Beta. Again, I'm going to work out the name for this character at some point, but yeah, I really love the way I drew the water and the sand, and obviously him. So this is a sort of weird drawing. Not sure what I was going with there. This here is sort of a Super Sentai style drawing, I guess. It was like a bad guy drawing, or a good guy, I can't remember. Yeah, Spider Ranger. Basically, if like Spider-Man was a Power Ranger, this is what he would look like, I guess. Be interesting. And this drawing here is interesting because it starts off like this. Squid Girl made her eyes look a lot better, and it ended like this, I think. There you go. So the drawing kind of evolved to that in the end, and Squid Girl was an anime I really loved. If you can't tell, I'm a big fan of anime and some weird stuff, but Squid Girl is really, really good. You guys need to check it out. You'll be binge watching it for days. Have I watched Avatar? Is that? I think it's the one with the bald guy. I tried to watch the movie one time. I didn't actually watch the American anime thing. No, I don't think I actually have watched Avatar, but I know what you're talking about. This little princess. Yeah, that was me talking about plastic memories there. And yeah, like the little princess was sort of an original Mario character that I came up with. Sort of anime kitten thing. I don't know what that was. Should probably change the name of the stream to like Cringe Fest, what I used to talk about in Miiverse. It's funny. This is another character that I came up with. Oh gosh, I forget his name, but that was another character I started working on that was part of a different universe of ideas I had. And there's like my little Mac meme that never really took off. I've heard that Avatar is really good, but again, I'm too busy for watching anime anymore. There's other animes I'm wanting to watch at the moment, but I can't remember the names of them. Well, I was watching My Hero Academia, and I really love that. But again, they're taking a really long time to get more episodes of that out, and I'm personally watching it on Crunchyroll, so that's why it's a bit delayed. So there's that character again I was talking about earlier. I actually prefer this over that. There's something that looks a bit weird about the eyes, but man, I actually forgot about this character. I want to work more on him. Like, the idea was that he was some kind of ex-soldier that got so badly damaged that his entire body had to be replaced with robotic parts, and he was fighting some kind of galactic war. And I think this could turn into an interesting idea if I really tried with it. There's Sonic Yoshi. Oh, hey, Wolfie. No, there's no worries, guys. Again, you can watch this all from the beginning, and don't worry about watching it in the current, because this is an archive stream where I'm showing off everything I was working on before the YouTube channel, pretty much, or even during the YouTube channel, I believe. Here's a idea I forgot about, which is Robo Dojo, which is sort of like Smash Bros but with robots, and more flexible movesets and weird combos and stuff you could do. That would involve some of the characters I showed before. But yeah, and there's Mario. I believe you can find this. There's a video of this drawing, I believe. I think it's this one, or a very similar Mario drawing that I did one time very early in my YouTube channel. So you should be able to find that fairly easily. But yeah, let's see how many people are actually watching the stream right now. Oh, there's actually 4 people. That's awesome. No, Miiverse is actually dead. This is an archive. Like, this is something that Nintendo sent me because I applied for it. I'm archiving this in video form so that in case I lose the link, then I'll be able to look back at certain things. Obviously, like, skip over the video. If there's anything I ever want to look back on, I'll certainly go back to this video. So that's the whole point of this. So yeah, there's King Harkinian. There's Proto again, or Beta. We're gonna call him Beta. So basically, the idea of Beta is he has an extendable arm that can grab onto enemies and poles and stuff like that in the level. Something that I'm working more on. I don't know why I have a sad face in this post. That's weird. Oh yeah, because it's tough to draw. Yeah, it is way hard to draw him. Oh, and here we have Kirby Dreamland drawing. But no, it's kind of sad to see Miiverse go now. It's completely gone. There's no way you can access your old account now unless you ask for that archive of your posts. Here we have some costumes I was working on for like potential Mario Kart 8 costumes. It'd be cool. I was playing Wind Waker at that point. It's a good game. Wind Waker HD. I hope that comes to the Switch maybe at some point. That'd be very cool. This is a weird like sort of bootleg Kirby character I was working on. There goes Kirby, because it looks like Meta Knight stabbed him in the head, like very fatally. This drawing here is a bit strange, but it was like a sort of weird character of myself I was working on, where he had like a weird sword and a weird shield. Not sure what was going on there really. This game here was really good. Mario vs Donkey Kong Tipping Stars. I think that was a DS game. Oh no, sorry. Tipping Stars was the newest one in the series, where it had like a Wii U version and a 3DS version as well. I really love building levels in that game. It was quite fun. Have you got the Switch? Yep, I have the Switch. It's a good console. Oh. But no, it's a really good console. So as your answer, I have the Switch. I have all the Nintendo consoles except for the NES and Super Nintendo, although I do have the NES Mini and the SNES Mini. And I do have a Retron 5, so that gives me the capability of playing the older consoles, so that's pretty cool. But it's not 100%, especially with Super Nintendo. I only have a couple of Super Nintendo games, so... Do I play Monster Hunter? No. I did used to have Monster Hunter on the Wii U, but it was hard for me to read, and I wasn't really interested in the gameplay very much, so sort of sold it towards something. Pretty sure it was my Luigi PDP controller, which I'm not going to take out now, but it's not a very good controller. To be honest with you, it's a crappy Smash Bros controller. Oh yeah, here's a new character, another character that I was working on called Robo Kong. It's sort of like Donkey Kong, but it was sort of my like Banjo-Kazooie type idea, where he had like a character and a bird. You'll probably see more of that in a moment. Here's my sort of bootleg drawing of like Sonic versus Eggman. Tell me, guys, do you like this design for Eggman? Actually, I do. I think that's what Eggman could have looked like, possibly in a different universe. Of course, the design we do have is more iconic. Here's a weird trick you could do in Mario 64, where if you were to grab the bomb near this cannon and you jump and grind pound, you actually get stuck in the air and explode, which is pretty weird. This game here I got for free with a promotion that Nintendo were doing. If you bought 2 DS games, you get the third one free. And this is a really fun mini game collection of WarioWare Touched. You can easily get this on the DS, nowadays. Here we have Box Boy, which is a really fun game. Made by the people that made Kirby. So that's Mario Kart DS, arguably the best DS Mario. Sorry, the best Mario Kart ever made is technically either Mario Kart 7 or Mario Kart DS. In my opinion, those games did a lot different to the rest of the series, in my opinion. But my personal favorite Mario Kart is actually Mario Kart Wii. Always will be. Yeah, Eggman should be an egg. Have I played ukulele? Oh yeah, yes, I have played ukulele. I have it in the PS4, and it's actually right beside me here. So I'll show you here. So I got this game earlier this year, back when it was like full price, and it was a good game at first, but it just kind of turned to crap whenever I got to the casino zone, and like even before that, the game started to show its like repetitive nature, and like the frustrating parts really started to get to you. Like the minecart sections were really bad. So yeah. Oh, and I think this was something I mentioned in the last stream where I was talking about this design I was working on for like Link with a Loftwing costume. So that's where the drawing started off with, and that's where it ended. So with this idea, Link would be able to climb the mountains, then also be able to glide off the mountains without his like parachute thing in Breath of the Wild, and that was the idea I had all the way back in 2015 before Breath of the Wild came out like 2 years later. So yeah. Ukulele on the Switch though, I'm not sure if I'm going to get that or not. I'm very tempted. You know what game I would get on the Switch again, of course, is A Hat in Time. It's so much better than ukulele. Like, it's so much better. Some Smash Bros costumes that came out. I bought this Oni and G meme that I made one time. I was waiting on the Mario Kart 8 DLC to come out for the first time, and I got so bored waiting that I just drew this little like Batman comics, like the DLC. Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, it's just me being random today again. The Mario drawing it. You know what's weird? I drew that before Mario and Rabbids came out. And you know, Mario has a gun in that, and obviously people have made parodies of Mario with a gun in, you know, before. But guys, I may have predicted Mario plus Rabbids way before it came out in 2015. That's crazy. Let's see. Oh yeah, and the other day I was talking about in the last stream again that I was a big fan of Paper Mario 64. And I came up with my own custom character who's like a sort of fashion model Bomb-Omb, which, you know, could be a quite funny concept because she gets kicked out after her first gig of trying to be a fashion model because she accidentally explodes the place, and she basically asks Mario to, you know, for her to join on their journey basically. And I think that'd be a really cool concept really. So I kind of prefer this design a little bit to that one. That was something I was working on. Oh, sorry, I actually updated her design. That actually looks a lot better, I think, than the last one. Let's see if the stream's going fine. It is. It's good. I like this drawing that I did. It's sort of like almost realistic Mario and Luigi. Interesting. I remade a GameCube logo stage in Smash Bros a couple of times. It was quite fun. Quite difficult to do in that game, to be honest with you. And this is sort of like Animal Crossing-esque stage that I made one time. Bedroom stage I designed. There's sort of an amalgamation character that I was working on. That's him there. It's like sort of like Ash Ketchum plus Link plus Mario plus everything Nintendo. That's awesome. Splatoon, Inkling again. If you guys haven't checked out Proto Mario's page on YouTube, he's really cool. He does like Pokemon theories and stuff like that. Have Baymax painting that I did one time on Art Academy. I have a weird like sort of Kirby Yoshi hybrid that I was predicting for Yoshi's Woolly World, and it didn't end up looking like that. I have like a Squidward Inkling memes. So that's all 2015 done. So we're gonna go down, down to like 2016, the very beginning of 2016, and it's here from like whenever the posts become less frequent. From here on out, here we have Beta, Proto. I don't know what I called this character. It's like a female version of Beta. You guys can maybe come up with an idea of it's like a female Proto or Beta. I keep forgetting the name difference. I don't know. This is a drawing I was working on of like the Iron Giant / Ratchet and Clank, because like there's a bit in Ratchet and Clank where, you know, Clank is literally a giant robot, almost like sort of the Iron Giant design. SSX snowboard design, Star Fox thing, because I did beat that Yeah, that's actually very true. That oh, I knocked my switch over again. Sorry about that. But yeah, like I actually beat both Star Fox 64 and 3DS as well. And like 3DS version is a lot easier, to be honest with you. Oh, sorry, I actually was wrong about the Mario vs. Donkey Kong game I was talking about earlier. It's Mini Mario and Friends Amiibo Challenge on the Wii U and 3DS. But I think there's also Tipping Stars on the Wii U and 3DS. I'm pretty certain there is. There's a sort of updated Rob design did one time. And like here's whenever I started to kind of doing more 8-bit art. Pretty much and you kind of see the sort of inspiration I got from my sort of logo character. Description of what, actually? Sorry, I wasn't sure what you're talking about there. Description? Description? But yeah, sorry, I'll just kind of pause for a moment. It's more 8-bit blocky art, sort of a game sprite I was working on at one point. Turn up the volume. Sure. I think I could do that. Is that better? Just a wee bit. Should be fine. Okay, I might make it a little bit inconsistent for future viewers of the stream, but it should be fine. Description here. Oh, might be able to adjust that then. Sorry about that. Just an archive. Okay. Hopefully that adjusts. I don't know if it's actually going to do that. Anyway, back to the normal stream here again. Thanks guys for telling me that. Alrighty. I don't know why it says description here, by the way. I don't remember typing that in there. Just maybe a generic thing that's there. So anyway, we have more 8-bit chip art and more like fast Neo stuff. I think there's like new DLC tracks are added one time. I finally unlocked all the costumes. The hardest one for me to get, sorry, at that point I hadn't got it. I just needed to get the Animal Crossing amiibo, and I finally have it. It's actually in the background there. That was a very hard amiibo to find. There's more updated color scheme for female proto or beta, whatever the name was. I'm gonna like, I'll call her beta girl or something like that. Be cool. Bottom reviews. The sort of failed intro picture that I only use like probably once in my videos, if even like ever. Looks so weird. Shirtless Link. Oh, okay. Okay, so we have the awesome pose from Twilight Princess. That was a game I never actually beat on the Wii U. I did beat the Wii version, and it was a decent game, but I think it hasn't aged that well, even with like the HD remake. But maybe if I play more of it, I might grow to like it more. B3 game Expo for Bees is the cheesiest Wii U game I ever got. It's sort of like a Metroid-esque game. It came out one year. Kirby's Adventure is a really good Kirby game. If you haven't played Kirby before, definitely play that one to get introduced to the series, if not the original Kirby's Dream Land. Good game. Let's see. Captain Firebeard. It's a weird character I was working on one point. And then his more updated design. Don't think I ever finished him. I'm pretty sure I didn't. I actually got stuck in this game one time, Paper Jam Bros, and I couldn't like finish the battle. It's a weird glitch that happened one time. mean, you guys should definitely get a Wii U now, because I think the games are probably at the lowest price they'll ever be at, and like if you ever plan to get all of them, like all the main Nintendo ones, now's a good time to get them because they're at their cheapest they ever will be, because looking at past Nintendo consoles, their games went down really low in price whenever the console was dead, and then they went really high in price whenever people grew nostalgic towards those things. So like the GameCube, the N64, even the Wii now is starting to kind of, maybe it's still kind of down in price for most games, but there's certain games like Fire Emblem that are very expensive, and like Xenoblade I think is really expensive, and like there's Mario Bros and everything has kept their value pretty well. I was playing Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. It's actually a really good game. Very, very hard game. One of the hardest games I've ever beaten. You can see here, I think I got to the final boss in that picture, and that guy did my absolute nut in. He has such an annoying attack pattern, and it took me days, hours and days to beat him. It was so broken, that boss, really. Need to close my door here. I think my mom's back. Anyway, so I continue to stream here. So for my outro, guys, I use a song from this game here called Trip World, which the game over music is amazing, like really beautiful. It's more 8-bit art. I got Tomodachi Life, which is a really good game. You guys should check it out. Awesome Samus costume for Metroid Prime Blast Ball, and I know I don't have Federation Force. Got Corrin. Corrin is such a cool character. Like, I'm not even into Fire Emblem, but he's like one of my favorite characters in Smash Bros. Here's another little pixart thing that I did, is sort of like Animal Crossing, but it's 8-bit thing I did one time. More 8-bit art. I really like this here, the sort of water effect I did. This always confused me, this level. I can't remember how I solved that in the end, but somehow I did. It's more Animal Crossing New Leaf stuff. I absolutely love that game, so good. Like, I actually honestly have replayed that game over and over again. It's so fun. I mean, guys, tell me if you've actually played Animal Crossing New Leaf. Please let me know what you think of it. It's one of my favorite games ever made. There's a really good multiplayer in that one, so like if you ever have a friend you could play it with. Here's a unique Bionicle design I came up with for Tahi, the Toa Fire. Okay. I was visiting someone's town at that point. I think it was possible to do it back then. Don't know if it's still possible to do it now. And you can actually notice the wee like retro Kirby sprite there. It's pretty cool. Let's see. And I started to play Paper Mario Sticker Star, and I did beat that, I think in 2016 or 2017. Pretty sure it was 2017 I actually beat that one. It was a very crappy game. It's one of the crappiest games I've ever beaten. It's such a bad Paper Mario game. It's not even like a real Paper Mario in my opinion. Just don't go near that one. You've only played the intro to New Leaf. What is wrong with you? You need to play that game. So you need to get like really into it and start collecting stuff and whatever. Like you need to start like building your own house and visiting the island, and you're missing out, man. You really need to play more of it. And like building your own town and like be able to like place things and other, I don't know. I'm getting like ahead of myself of what I'm trying to say, but what I like about New Leaf is the fact that you can customize your town more so than any other game, and I think it's really cool. But yeah, so have Yeah, I remember this level being like really bad because like you're on a sort of zip line that's carrying you up the mountain, and there's constant enemies flying at you, and it's so annoying. Pirate Pop Plus is a really cool Game Boy-esque game. Yeah, so like I'll give you a good list of 3DS games you should get. There's Pokemon Y or X. There's Super Mario 3D Land, Nintendogs, Pilot Wings, The Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds. I mean, all those games are incredible. I already did a video where I recommended a bunch of games, and it's quite fun. You check it out just so that you know what you should definitely get before they become hard to find. Because I think 3DS games are starting to go extinct in the shops at this point. Like, you kind of find more used ones than new ones, which is a problem. Yeah, there's Star Fox Zero, which I beat last year. Um, that was a really hard game to beat. It was very fun. Other than like the final two levels, I think were quite bad. Yeah, Link Between Worlds was amazing. Like I think I almost 100%ed that game before I realized there was like a harder version of the game, so I might like go back to it someday. But it's very fun. Look at the good Kirby. It's so adorable. That was another game I beat this year. I think it was this year or last year, was Kirby and the Rainbow Paintbrush. I think I almost 100% that and then deleted my save file by accident on the Wii U, and me and the Wii U do not have the greatest relationship when it comes to keeping the save files non-corrupted, or go missing all of a sudden. So yeah, the Wii U didn't have enough memory built into it, and it needed it really badly. And I think I found a solution, which is like a USB with a micro SD card, but that might go poof someday, so you never know. I love these little models for the paper rainbow paintbrush are really well done. And the game is so pretty. I was beating Pikmin 3 last year, and I really hate that game, by the way. Like, that's one of my most hated games of all time. It got so tedious for me. I haven't played the previous Pikmin games yet. I have them, but I haven't actually played them properly. And Pikmin just does my head in sometimes. It's kind of a weird joke I made there. It took me 67 days in game to beat this. That was about 8 hours or so to beat the main story, and that's kind of ridiculous for Pikmin because they're a very short game. I had to keep on like retreading certain days, and it got really annoying. So I think we're almost near the end of the stream, but we're getting there. It's been quite a long stream. Just need to refresh. There's 3 people watching at the moment. That's cool. So pop culture reference. I started playing this game. I need to play it again on the SNES Mini to beat it. Super Mario RPG is a really good game. I got that game on the Wii and 3DS. It's so good. Like, the original Donkey Kong Country Returns is an amazing game, by the way. As well as the sequel that came out. Imposter. This guy, I could never beat him. I wasn't high enough level to beat him, and I kind of hit a roadblock, and I couldn't. It's hard to explain. Basically, I used a cheat earlier in the game to get past the boat part. I probably should have leveled up more before I went to fight this guy, but yeah, that was really annoying. Blue Shell is officially the best power up in Mario Bros history, I think, in my opinion. I actually quite liked Amiibo Festival as a multiplayer game that doesn't take you too seriously. I was starting to play a little bit of Pokemon original. I think it was the blue version I had. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was blue. So yeah, some weird drawing, Zeo Drifter drawing. Pingush. I remember this. It was in 3D World. I actually did try the 100% 3D World again before Mario Odyssey came out, but I kind of gave up a few days before just because I just don't enjoy that game anymore. It's just I've kind of overdone trying to 100% it like 4 or 5 times now. I think it was. My favorite Zelda. It's a tie, I think, between A Link Between Worlds and Skyward Sword. I actually really like Skyward Sword a lot. If I had to choose between the two, I would safely say A Link Between Worlds, because I couldn't stop playing that for days and days. So yeah, it's a wee Mario Galaxy reference there. I was hoping it was going to be hinting towards Galaxy 3. Then it'll be in that. This picture here is so funny. I wonder if I could look at the comments. No, you can't look at the comments on this here, but I think someone said something like, "My eyes are stinging. That's strong." Like they're referencing the like drinking alcohol or something. So funny. It's just more Xenoblade stuff, I guess, and I actually haven't beaten any of the handheld Zeldas now that I look at it. There's Spirit Tracks, and then there's the Phantom Hourglass. I actually need to get around to beating those. Like they are decent games, like, but they have, they have aged really badly, I think, in certain ways. It's Takanova from Bionicle G1. If you don't know what that is from, look up Bionicle. It's so cool. It's my 8-bit Mario thingy. My friend Christian there has made the stream. There's a game I actually really loved playing, was Pokken Tournament. When it first came out, I couldn't stop playing that. It was so fun. And I got it for the Switch, and I played for a good chunk of that version, then I kind of stopped, and I need to get back into it at some point. But again, it's a very repetitive game, so not sure. Sort of a anime-esque Ash Ketchum I attempted to draw. Jet Rocket 2. I actually quite like Jet Rocket 1, but it had a lot of problems, and I did a really crappy review of that game one time, the first one. I really should probably revisit that, so I kind of show more footage of it, since I'm doing the Wii Shop channel games, sort of, This is a game I was looking forward to called Freeze Me, and it had like a weird face glitch thing that was fixed later on, like a few months or a few weeks after that. Here's some pictures of the Donkey Kong game from, I think, 89 maybe. It was on the Game Boy, the original Game Boy, and it was sort of like Mario versus Donkey Kong on GBA. So that looks like that's 2016 over. We're going into 2017, where we only have 22 posts. So yeah, more of that. Sonic Lost World on the 3DS. I think it's the 3DS one. I took a screenshot of. That is not a very good game at all. I think the Wii U version was very good, but not the 3DS one. By the way, you get Sonic Lost World on Steam, so if you ever want to check out that game, I think it's fun. It's not perfect, but it's fun. I actually forgot to mention at the beginning of the stream that I'm still working on the Sonic Forces review, but tomorrow I'm going to start finishing off recording clips, and then the day after I'll put it all together and release the video, hopefully. So that's what I'm going to be doing on my days off this week, is working on that Sonic Forces review I've been meaning to do for the longest time. This is me showing the final moments of the Mario Color Splash game, Paper Mario Color Splash. And I actually quite like that game, despite me having to like retread my ground about 3 times thanks to the Wii U failing me a couple times. But I finally knuckled down. I really played for the game, and I beat it, and I I genuinely enjoyed it. Again, it wasn't perfect Paper Mario game on like the first, and I wouldn't even say the second Paper Mario game was great, but it's, you know, decent. It's a very, very hard game actually now that I think of it. Kirby Blow Up Blast. Oh, that game is awesome. It's really fun. So yeah, that level left me permanently mentally scarred, by the way. That was a really good Kirby game, Triple Deluxe. Definitely check it out. In some ways, I think it's better than Planet Robobot, which I also beat, I think, this year or last year. And let's not forget Satoru Iwata, who was the previous president of Nintendo, had passed away a year or so before I made that post. It's really sad. I think it's been 2 years now since he's gone. So, Dr. Mario. Kubi, that's the character from Box Boy. So yeah, and this here was officially the last post I made on Miiverse before it ended on the 15th of the 9th, 2017, of Super Mario 3D Land. I think this game was the best game on the 3DS besides Animal Crossing New Leaf, and it was a good way to kind of end it with Miiverse, I guess. But yeah, I think that's the entire archive done. This stream was really fun to do, guys. It was nice to look over all these again officially, and in case I ever lose the actual original webpage, I'm probably going to leave a link to this below anyway so you guys can look at it. So I'm going to bookmark that. And yeah, thanks guys for watching the stream, much appreciated. And again, if you're watching this after the stream has officially ended, yeah, like Miiverse was really sad like it was really sad whenever I saw that the service was ending, and like there's a whole like thing before this account that I made. It was called DAFTB3N. You can no longer find that account, and I don't know when Nintendo's going to send me the archive, but maybe whenever they do, if they ever do, I will do a stream of that as well. That's before this account's time, basically. You can see that in 2013, 2012, I made no posts at all, just 2014 to 2017. So yeah, yeah, I'm gonna like end the stream here, guys. Thanks very much for watching, and check out my older videos if you haven't been watching my channel recently. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, but only do that if you want to.